Evening all, Kieran here, back with another podcast for Kieran Klein Racing. This weekend we will discuss the Ascot and York, with the King George being the main race at Ascot, which I will cover shortly. Decent weekend again last weekend, a little bit more profit. Amherst won for us at 9-1, but there was obviously a chunky Rule 4 on the end as well. At Newbury, very hard to pass, very gutsy winner. And then we had Gaga Mate, who was 33-1, third in the big sprint. Also at Newbury, so a decent weekend last weekend for the podcast again. This week's been a bit quiet. I've had a few run, but no winners as yet to touch. Few in the placings, but nothing major to report over the jumps this midweek. But we start looking again ahead to Saturday and another busy day with 3 races from York and 5 from Ascot. Firstly, we're going to start up at York, where the 2 o'clock, the Skybet Dash handicap is the first race of the 6 furlongs, where Ojabed, I believe is how you pronounce it, for Crowley and Haggis, 11-2 favourite. Was second at Windsor last time out, but had won over course and distance previously in August. Decent form in the book, but I'm going to take him on. I like 2 in this race, and very unusual for me to fancy 2 in a race, but they're 2 at very decent prices. The first one is Carburn of James Tate, now formerly trained by Jack Jones, but James Tate's now taken the reins. Clifford Lee in the saddle. Last seen running the Jersey 6 down the field, there was 7 furlongs at the Royal Meeting, but this time last year it was winning the Super Sprint, which obviously was last weekend at Newbury. I know this trip is 6 furlongs, but new stable potentially could bring out some improvement at 22-1 in a race where you're going to get 5 places. I think he could outrun his odds for James Tate. And the other one is an even bigger price, and it's 50-1 currently, and that's Jungle Drums with Jamie Osborne. Callum Shepherd will be in the saddle. Won a listed race over course and distance as a 2-year-old when trained by Carl Burke. Then would move stables to Jamie Osborne, where he's had 2 okay runs over in Maidan, and then came back with an okay run at Southall first time up. Definitely needed the run, will strip fit for that for sure. And the fact that he's 50-1, he's a course and distance winner in a listed event. I know it was different connections and everything else, but I think that's far too big, and I'd be willing to take a chance on him again. Like I said, 5 places. If we'll probably have 2 swings in this race and a decent handicap. So that's Jungle Drums for Jamie Osborne. We then move on to the 240, the Skybet York Stakes, and over 1 mile 2 furlongs, where Al Maktam is favourite for Kieran Schumacher. Walker off the back of winning at Sandown last time, being Ondersman. Obviously Ondersman's gone on to win the Prince of Wales and finish second in the Eclipse. You can read into that form what you will, but Al Qadam was very good off the front, didn't look for passing. He's in here at 5-6. Now, I couldn't be backing him at 5-6. Really couldn't be. I'm not one of those to go in at the short prices anyway. You've got Stanhope Gardens in here, who comes in off the back of being 5th in the Derby. He's second favourite, but the one I will like and maybe will take a swing, I'm not sure whether I will yet, is Green Impact. Shane Foley and Jesse Harrington has finished both 6th in the Guineas behind a ruling court, and then was 6th in the Irish Derby behind Lambourne, with a win in between in a dobby little race. So okay form, and the fact that Jesse Harrington's bringing him over for this event makes me feel like it's worth a bet. And around 8-1, and see what price we get Saturday morning. Maybe could be a play there. We then move on to the 320, the Jumps Jockeys Northumberland Handicap over 5 furlongs. Jump Jockeys in 5 furlong races, interesting combination, I know. Bonaventura is favourite for Michael Appleby and Johnny Burke, was second at Nottingham last time out. I honestly looked for this race, and be honest, they're much of a muchness, and especially with jump jockeys on board as well, you never know. If I was going to give you one at a bit of a price, it would be a Nazroon at the top weight for Ivan Vitado, Sean Quinlan in the saddle. He ran okay in a bit of a muddling race last time out. He's finished second to Copper Knight, who was also in this race, good old stalwart Copper Knight. He finished second to him up at Chester, so if I had to be pushed for a selection in this race, it probably would be Nazroon each way, but it's not the best of renewals. And obviously, like you got, as I said, you got jump jockeys on board as well, so you never know what's going to happen. And we move over to Ascot and the 140, the Princess Margaret Stakes, where Dance to the Music is 2-1 favourite for William Buick and Charlie Appleby. 1 win off 1 start at Newmarket. Good form, potentially could definitely improve on that, but at 2-1, am I going to part with money on him? No. The one I'm going to potentially back, see what price she is on Saturday morning, that's Bella Lorena of Richard Hughes, Ryan Moore in the saddle. 2/3 and a win, either sort of win in the middle of the 2/3, the last third coming at Newmarket in a race between Argentine Tango. She's obviously gone on and finished third in a Group 2 at Newmarket, so that form looks strong. And the 5th in that race that Argentine Tango won and Bella Lorena was third in, the last time Bella Lorena ran, was Anthea, who obviously came out and won the Super Sprint last weekend at Newbury. So the form looks fairly strong, and the fact that she is 14-1 currently, we'll see what price we get Saturday morning, I think is worth a swing against the 2-1 Jolly, who's only just had the 1 run. We then move on to the 220, the Valiant Stakes over the mile, where Chantilly Lace is favourite at 3-1 for Carl Burke, Rafe Beckett and Hector Crouch, 5th in both the 1,000 guineas and the Coronation Stakes. Certainly sets the standard here, but there's plenty of scope in behind, plenty of okay form behind. The one I'm going to take, and this is again a massive swing, is Some Fall of David O'Mara's Danny Tudhope in the saddle. Currently best price at 33-1. Won at the course back in October, which is a listed event. Won it fairly nicely. To be fair, I watched this back before I come on here. It was a decent enough performance. Obviously, only won by the minimalist of margins, but was not doing a tap when she got to the front. Has since come back and run Epsom over a slightly longer trip and just didn't stay. Very much blew up. I don't know whether it was a case of didn't stay or needed the run, but we shall see. That will definitely come on from that. But yeah, 33-1 was far too much not to look at. If she's around that price on Saturday morning, I will be taking a poke on her. 3 o'clock, the International Stakes over 7 furlongs. Alto, his favourite here for Ian Williams and William Buick off the back of the second in the Bunbury Cup. Obviously, I put him up in the Bunbury Cup. He was 40-1 that day. Unlucky to get beaten just by More Thunder. Can he back it up? He didn't. He won the Bunbury Cup last year and then came to this race and was a beaten favourite. I think he was like 7th or 8th in the field. Didn't back the race a bit of backup from Newmarket. So I don't think he's going to do it again. The fact that he ran a decent enough race at Newmarket all but winning. So I'd be willing to take him on. And I've got 2 again in this race. The first one is Cody Lyon for Michael Appleby and Freddie Larson. Last seen finishing 4th at Salisbury. He won at Haydock the time before that. And in a few starts the time before that, he finished 2nd behind Get It, who won at the Royal Meeting. Obviously, I was on Get It, beat More Thunder in the Royal Meeting. And that was over course and distance. I just think he could outrun his odds here. Currently 16-1. won over course in this, last July. Not Get It, that was a different race. But I think he could outrun his odds at 16-1. And again, you're going to get 4 or 5 places in this race. He's well worth a poke. And the other one is Lord Bertie for, again, O'Mara Spencer this time, Jamie Spencer in the saddle. Won here last September on soft ground. Definitely, if he gets the soft ground, he will definitely have a chance here. But 20-1, he could be worth a swing as well. And then we move on to the 335, the Betfred Handicap, where Bullet Point is favourite here for Tom Marquand and William Haggis after finishing second in the Royal Hunt Cup over course and distance behind My Cloud. Decent form, but stupidly short price for a big handicap like this. I like Taroom as well in this race, who've got no run in the Britannia. But but he's far too short in the betting now. The two I'm going to back potentially at the prices, see what they are Saturday morning, are Hawks Bill for Hugo Palmer and David Egan down the field in the Britannia of the course and distance. It was a good second to Amok at Goodwood the time before that. He's gone on and won at the Royal Meeting, and Noble Champion was third that day in that race, and he's gone on to win the Jersey Stakes. So that form of that race looks quite strong, and if he gets a decent run of the race here, Hawkbill could be a decent play in this. Currently best price 25-1, and the other one is Mythical Guest, is also 25-1 from George Margson and Warren Fenterman. Second and third, the last two appearances at Ascot in apprentice races. One of those was behind My Cloud, who's obviously very progressive. And he actually finished only 4 lengths behind Bullet Point. Now, Bullet Point, like I said, is 11-2 for this race. And Mystical Guest is 25-1. Now, the fact we're probably going to get 4 or 5 places in this race, so I will be willing to swing. But both of those at 25, Hawksbill and Mythical Guest. And then the final race we're going to touch on is the King George itself. And I just don't know about this race. I really don't. There's 5 runners, it's trappy as anything. Any one of the top 4 can win the race. Apart from Continuous, he's definitely in the pacemaker room for Jan Brugal. But any of the other 4 can win. If Jan Brugal gets out and is on the tail of Continuous and then takes it up 2 or 3 out, I can see him doing the similar sort of things what he did to Callaghan at Epsom, where it was Thou Shall Not Pass, and he will win. If the ground goes on the soft side, that will prefer Jan Brugal as well, but then I'll bring Kopana into the race. And obviously Rebels Romance is also in here, and he won well at Ascot last time. It's just an absolute minefield. I'm literally just going to sit back and watch the race and enjoy and see what transpires. So that is that. I haven't got any best bets currently. I will wait to see what the prices are Saturday morning, and then we'll put up my selections in due course. Thanks for listening to the episode, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope we find a few winners in there. Obviously, we've got plenty of big prizes there, so each way plays will definitely be a bit of a premium. And if we get a few in the frame, we should be able to make some decent profit. Plenty to come on the channel next week. Obviously, we've got Goodwood and we've got Galway. From Sunday, we'll be starting the day-to-day podcasts for Goodwood. And then on Monday, I've got a special Galway podcast with the 2 lads from the Ginger Joe Racing channel. Both Joe and Jamie will be joining me Monday evening to discuss the Galway Plate and Hurdle, with a few of the other races thrown in there as well in the mix. Good bit of jumps racing. It'd be nice to have the lads on for the first guests that I've had on the channel. So like I said, guys, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, it'd be great. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all have a good weekend and happy hunting.